Hi, I'm Prasad Michael. Perak exco member Paul Yong was charged this morning in Ipoh with raping a domestic worker under his employment. He pleaded not guilty. The judge granted Yong bail of 15,000 ringgit with one surety, down from 20,000 and two sureties sought by Deputy Public Prosecutor Azhar Mokhtar. Case management has been set for September 24th. Speaking to reporters outside the Ipoh Sessions Court this morning, though he appeared upset, Paul proclaimed his innocence.
Dalam kes ini apa yang saya nak katakan adalah amat jelas sekali. Kes ini adalah ada muslihat di sebalik kes ini, bermakna ada political agenda. Sebenarnya saya boleh suspek dan saya lebih kurang tahu siapa yang dekat belakang ini. Tetapi cuma saya tak ada bukti yang kukuh dan saya tidak boleh bongkarkan di sini.
Perak Menteri Besar Faizal Azumu advised him to go on leave pending his court case, but that doesn't seem likely based on what he told reporters today.
Bagi saya masih lagi exco kerajaan negeri, saya dipilih rakyat, saya mewakili rakyat. Bagi saya masih belum dijatuhkan hukuman. So akan teruskan kerja-kerja. Mesti rakyat yang bagikan mandat, saya kena berikan perkhidmatan saya kepada rakyat. Mengapa saya mau berhenti? Apa sebab saya mau cuti?
However, the plot thickens. Remember the political conspiracy Paul Yong mentioned a few minutes ago? Here's more on that.
Kalau polis ada jalankan siasatan dengan profesional, maka hari ini saya tidak dituduh ke mahkamah. Seperti lawyer saya katakan tadi. Seperti kes ini, 100,000 ditawar bagi seseorang itu bawa Indonesia made ke sesuatu tempat. Tidak masuk dalam siasatan polis.
In connection to the allegation, Perak State Speaker filed a police report yesterday, claiming that the man who took the domestic worker to lodge a police report against Paul Yong had allegedly received 100,000 ringgit and was threatened by a gun-wielding man not to reveal this. And Paul appears to have his party's backing.
Perak State Legislative Assembly Speaker has lodged a police report, receiving credible information, and I think it's only fair that a thorough investigation be conducted so that justice will prevail.
Moving on to our next story. Following preacher Zakir Naik's visit to Bukit Aman last night, his lawyer Akbar Din Abdul Kadir denied that Zakir has been banned from making public speeches.
No, at the moment he has been advised, there's no instruction given to him in writing or anything like that to ban him from participating in any talk or anything like that. He has been asked not to give any talk for the time being until the police complete the investigation. So therefore, he will definitely heed to the advice given by the authority.
Be advised lah, but
be
not
advised.
in writing.
Yeah, not in writing, and there was no ban order or anything like that imposed on him.
However, earlier this week, Police Chief Abdul Hamid Badr said Zakir would not be allowed to give talks on all mediums, including social media. He said the ban is applicable throughout the country until investigations involving him are settled. Zakir is facing a police investigation under Section 504 of the Penal Code for intentional insult with intent to provoke a breach of peace, after 115 reports were lodged against him. Is Malaysia's national debt growing, or are we just imagining it? Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng explains that part of the reason why the figure appears to be growing is because the government is open about its financial position.
We are very open and transparent, and that is why we reveal the true extent of our debts, not just direct debts but also contingent liabilities and government guarantees. And despite the openness where we show the actual position, the international credit ratings agencies continue to have confidence in Malaysia.
Responding to a question on the 58 billion ringgit in bonds issued by the government so far this year, Lim said this was necessary to meet commitments made by the previous administration. According to Bank Negara, the government's current liabilities at the end of Q2 increased by 58 billion ringgit since end Q4. Available data suggested that most of these bonds were ringgit dominated. Malaysia's Q2 GDP growth had beaten forecasts, mostly driven by consumer spending and foreign investments. Former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak spent a total of 3.2 million ringgit at a Swiss jewellery outlet in Italy in August 2014. If you think that's outrageous, wait till you hear who it was for. Kuala Lumpur High Court heard this morning that he bought it as a gift for the wife of former Qatar Premier Ahmad Jassim Habir Al Thani. During the 57th day of the SRC international trial, Najib's lawyer Farhan Riyad produced a letter that the defence claimed was sent by Ahmad's wife, Nur Al-Sabai, to Najib's wife Rosma Mansur to express her appreciation for the gift. The letter, dated August 15, 2014, was shown in court right after MACC investigation officer Rosli Hussain confirmed that Najib had told investigators the purpose of his large expenditure was to purchase a gift for a foreign leader friendly to Malaysia. Moving on to international news, wildfires are raging through the Amazon in Brazil, and it seems there's little people could do about it.
Amid growing international criticism over the wildfires raging through the Amazon, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro on Thursday admitted farmers could be illegally setting the rainforest ablaze, but told foreign powers not to interfere. French President Emmanuel Macron and United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres both took to Twitter to express concern about the fires that have reached a record number this year, devastating vast swaths of forest considered a vital bulwark against climate change. Bolsonaro responded angrily to what he regarded as meddling. He also said that Brazil alone lacked the resources to control the fires. Government figures showed that the fires in the Amazon have surged 83% so far this year compared with the same period a year earlier. Although the fires are a regular and natural occurrence during the dry season at this time of year, environmentalists blame the sharp rise on farmers setting the forest alight to clear land for pasture.
In Venezuela, a man is using art to change the perception of a town known for its crime, one mural at a time.
In the east of Venezuela's capital of Caracas, Fabian Solimar began sketching murals to change the image of Petare, one of Latin America's largest slums and one that has historically been better known for violent crime and gang rivalries rather than public art.
The idea is for people to feel that this is not a place of delinquents, but of people who work. There are engineers, there are architects, there's a bit of everything. I have come across all types of professions, and there is this misconception that all neighborhoods here are dangerous, but it is not true.
Venezuela has one of South America's highest homicide rates at 56.8 per 100,000 inhabitants, according to the United Nations. And Petare's homicide rate is nearly twice that, according to the non-profit Venezuelan Observatory of Violence. It may not seem like a lot, but Solimar's work is making a difference.
The connection between art and the people is amazing, because in spaces where there was trash, now there is art. And in the places where there was still a bit of trash, we remove it, the artist arrives, does his work and creates magic.
Solimar is leading the initiative along with other artists and Petare residents who have so far painted 9 murals in Petare's hillside slums. They seek out walls filled with political propaganda that are located near places where people congregate or in places where garbage tends to pile up, in an effort to create a contrast with bleak city realities.
And here are more news highlights from today. And that is all we have for today. For more, go to KiniTV.com and don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news. I'm Prasad, thanks for watching, have a good weekend, good night.